go. Here comes everyone. Fantastic. Here we go. Hooray! Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, hello.
Hello.
It's very nice to see you. And although we can't see you, let's face it, but you can see us, so that's something. Very nice to be with you here on YouTube. It would be even lovelier to be with you in person at the Willow Globe, but this is the next best thing. Hello, I'm Scott, and this is the amazing Love's Labour's Lost company. So here we are. As ever at the factory, some things, we've worked a few things out, but most things we haven't worked out. So we wanted to, even though we're on Zoom, we wanted to try and flirt with failure like we always do. So lots of things have been left up to chance. We haven't kind of worked things out particularly. Some people haven't even really rehearsed together, that's nothing new there. So we have people in the UK, but we also have people as far afield as New York, which is Billy. Give us a wave, Billy. And we have Eleanor, who is in Paris. Or are you in Italy at the moment? You are in Paris. Okay, great, great, cool. Okay, so we are going to start soon, but I just wanted to give you a chance to get to know who's in the show, first of all. The first thing you might have noticed, by the way, is that we are being quite unfactory in one respect this evening. We've allowed ourselves to dress up a bit. So all you factory purists out there who are bristling and whose sphincters are clenching slightly, apologies. But we thought, you know, we'd give you something nice to look at. As you have probably seen, most of you who've joined us in the few minutes before the show, we were asking you on the chat and by email to give us some objects that we have to use in the show. So this list that I'm going to read out now is the list that I gave the company 5 minutes ago, and they had to rush around their house to find these objects. And these are the main objects. So I'm sorry if you didn't make the cut, but we're going to use the other ones in a second. So the objects that they've just been fetching, I hope, is, or are, a carrot, a pepper grinder, a Wellington boot, a wooden spoon, a banana, and a coffee pot. Now, we did also have loo roll and colander in the top list, but they got used yesterday in our run, so I banned those. But company, here we go. This is, listen up, please. You get bonus points if you use any of the following items, which didn't make the cut of the main essential items. Biscuit, bra, tea strainer, dustpan and brush, frying pan, whisk, ladle, mop, aerosol can, extension cord, cheese, and I might add in some more. But of the first list I read out, here's the rule. You must use at least 3 of the first list I read out. Everything else is bonus points. Okay. And also, it wouldn't be the factory if I didn't kind of pounce something on the cast, which they weren't expecting. So listen up, everyone. During the first half of the show, okay, I would like you to feel free to use the comments or the email address below the screen to do one of 2 things, or both. In the second half of the play, we have a play within a play, okay? And there are 3 main chunks, I suppose, but maybe a few more. But I would like you to suggest styles of performance, maybe theatre styles or any other styles, and I will assign each style in the interval to one of our play within the play players, and they must use that, okay? The other thing is, at the end, we're going to try and do a jig at the end of the show, and at the beginning of the jig, we have a little bit of a freestyle bit. So I would like you please to suggest a style of dancing that we all have to do during our freestyle bit. Okay. Right, let's introduce ourselves. So everyone, can you turn your videos off for the moment? And let's take you through who's in this show. So, Maz, you need to turn your video off. Oh, let's actually stay on, because you're part of the gang. Oh, no, you're not. That's fine. The first gang is the king and his gentlemen. So who have we got there?
Hello, I'm the king, King Ferdinand. My name's Adam, but from now on, you can call me Ferdinand.
Hello, my name's Cave Keating and I'm playing Barone. And I'm just going to change my name.
Hi there, I'm Blake, and I'm playing Dumaine.
I'm Billy. I'm playing Longueville, the youngest and tallest of the King's Men.
Thank you, guys. That's fantastic. Next up. Let's have the Princess of France and her retinue.
Hello, I'm Alex, and I'm going to be playing the Princess of France.
Hello, I'm Robin, and I'm Catherine, playing Alex's best friend.
Hi, I'm Lana. I'm playing Maria. I am part of the princess's entourage.
Maz, are you there? Oh, Maz is frozen. That's exciting. So this might happen sometimes. We might freeze. Technology might be against us on occasion. So that is something we'll just have to deal with. Go on, Rachel.
Hello, I'm Rachel. I am playing the Forester and Mercade, who is a messenger.
Maz, are you with us?
I think so. I'm Marianne Oldham, and I thought I was playing Princess's best friend, but I am playing Rosaline, and that's that.
And I am Scott Brooksbank, and I am playing Boyette, who's like a kind of, well, he's not really a servant. He's a bit better than that. But he kind of serves these lovely women. Okay, off we go. Next lot. Let's have Joe and Claire.
Hello there, I'm Joe and I play Don Armado, who is a Spanish traveller.
And I'm Claire, and I'm playing Moth, who is Don Amado's impish little page.
Thank you, guys. And let's have Costard and Jacanetta and Dull.
Hello, my name's Simon, and I am playing Costard. How to describe Costard? I think he's probably the village idiot.
My name's Louise Mai, and I'm playing Jacanetta, and Costard and I are kind of friends with benefits.
Hi, I am Melina. I'm playing Dal, which is the Sweet Graces officer, and I am putting Costard in prison.
Thank you very much. Okay, and we have Holofernes and Nathaniel.
Hello, good evening. I'm Jonathan Oliver. I'm playing Holofernes, the schoolmaster, and I'm playing against type as a pedant.
Hello, I'm Nadia Nadif, and I'm playing Nathaniel, who is a curate or a religious man who has become friends with Holofernes.
Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, I'm going to rename myself. Act 1, Scene 1. So everyone, we will begin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Let fame that all hunt after in their lives live registered upon our brazen tombs, and then grace us in the disgrace of death, when, spite of cormorant devouring time, the endeavour of this present breath may buy that honour which shall bait his side's keen edge and make us heirs of all eternity. Therefore, brave conquerors, for so you are, that war against your own affections and the huge army of the world's desires, our late edict shall strongly stand in force. Navarre shall be the wonder of the world. Our court shall be a little academe, still and contemplative in living art. You three, Barone, Domaine, and Longueville, have sworn for 3 years' term to live with me, my fellow scholars, and to keep those statutes that are recorded in this schedule here. Your oaths are passed. Now subscribe your names. that his own hand may strike his honour down that violates the smallest branch herein. If you are armed to do as sworn to do, subscribe to your depots and keep it too.
I am resolved. 'Tis but a 3 years fast. The mind shall banquet, though the body pine. Fat paunches have lean pates, and dainty bits make rich the ribs, but bankrupt quite the wits.
My loving lord, Dumaine is mortified. The grosser manner of these world's delights he throws upon the gross world's baser slaves. To love, to wealth, to pomp, I pine and die, with all these living in philosophy.
I can but say their protestation over. So much, dear liege, I have already sworn, that is to live and study here 3 years. But there are other strict observances, as not to see a woman in that time, which I hope well is not enrolled there. And but 1 day in a week to touch no food, and but 1 meal on every day beside, the which I hope is not enrolled there.
Well,
and then to sleep but 3 hours in the night, and not be seen to wink all of the day, which I hope well is not enrolled there. But these are barren tasks, too hard to keep. Not to see ladies, study, fast, not sleep.
Your oath is passed to pass away from these.
Let me say no, my liege, and if you please, I only swore to study with your grace, and stay here in your court for 3 years' space.
You swore to that, Barone, and to the rest.
By yea and nay, sir, then I swore in jest. What is the end of study, let me know?
Why, that to know which else we should not know.
Things hidden barred, you mean, from common sense?
Aye, that is study's godlike recompense.
Come on then, I will swear to study so. To know the thing I am forbid to know, as thus, to study where I well may dine, when I to feast expressly am forbid, or study where to meet some mistress fine, when mistresses from common sense are hid, or having sworn too hard a keeping oath, study to break it, and not break my troth.
These be the stops that hinder study quite, and train our intellects to vain delight.
All delights are vain, but that most vain, which with pain purchased doth inherit pain. Study is like the heaven's glorious sun, that will not be deep searched with saucy looks. Small have continual plodders ever won, save base authority in others' books. These earthly godfathers of heaven's lights, that give a name to every fixed star, have no more profit of their shining nights than those that walk and what not what they are. Too much to know is to know naught but fame, and every godfather can give a name.
How well he's read to reason against reading.
Proceeded well to stop all good proceeding.
He weeds the corn and still lets grow the weeding.
Spring is near when green geese are breeding.
How follows that?
In his place and time.
In reason, nothing.
Something then in rhyme.
Well, sit you out. Go home, Barone. Adieu.
No, my good lord, I've sworn to stay with you. And although I have for barbarism spoke more than for that angel knowledge you can say, yet confident I'll keep what I've sworn, and bide the penance of each 3 years' day. Give me the paper, let me read the same, and to the strictest decrees I'll write my name.
How well this yielding rescues thee from shame.
Item, that no woman shall come within a mile of my court. Had this been proclaimed?
Yeah, 4 days ago.
Let's see the penalty. On pain of losing her tongue. Who devised this penalty?
Marry, that did I.
Sweet lord, and why?
To fright them hence with that dread penalty.
Dangerous law against gentility. Item, if any man be seen to talk with a woman within the term of 3 years, he shall endure such public shame as the rest of the court can possible devise. This article, my liege, yourself must break. For well you know, here comes an embassy, the French king's daughter with yourself to speak, a maid of grace and complete majesty, about surrender up of Aquitaine to her decrepit, sick, and bedrid father. Therefore this article is made in vain, or vainly comes the admired princess hither.
What say you, lords? Why, this was quite forgot. We must have forced dispense with this decree. She must lie here on mere necessity.
Necessity will make us all forsworn 3,000 times within this 3 years' space. If I break faith, this word shall speak for me. I am forsworn on mere necessity. So to the laws at large I write my name, and he that breaks them in the least degree stands in attainder of eternal shame. But is there no quick recreation granted?
Aye, that there is. Our court, you know, is haunted with a refined traveller of Spain. A man in all the world's new fashion planted, that hath a mint of phrases in his brain. One whom the music of his own vain tongue doth ravish like enchanting harmony. A man of compliments, whom right and wrong have chose as umpire of their mutiny. And this child of fancy that Armado hight, for interim to our studies shall relate in high-born words the worth of many a knight from tawny Spain, lost in the world's debate. How you delight, my lords, I know not, but I protest I love to hear him lie, and I will use him for my minstrelsy.
Armado is a most illustrious wight, a man of fire, new words, fashion's own knight.
Costard the swain, and he shall be our sport, and so to study 3 years is but short.
Which is the Duke's own person?
This fellow, what wouldst?
I, myself, reprehend his own person, for I am his Grace's Starborough. But I must see him, his own person, in flesh and blood.
This is he.
Sir, oh porca miseria, ma sempre che mi dimentico il nome di questo non capisco. Sir Armato commends you. There's villainy abroad. This letter will tell you more.
The contents thereof are as touching me.
A letter from the magnificent Armado.
How low soe'er the matter, I hope in God for high words.
The matter is to me, sir, as concerning Jacanetta. The manner of it is, I was taken with the manner.
In what manner?
In manner and form, following, sir, all those three. I was seen with her in the manor house, sitting upon the bench, sitting upon the form, and taken following her into the park, which put together is in manner and form following.
Hear this letter with attention.
As we would hear an oracle.
Such is the simplicity of man to hearken after the flesh.
Great deputy, the Welkins vicegerent and sole dominator of Navarre, my soul's earth's god and body's fostering patron.
Not a word of Costard yet.
So it is.
It may be so, but if he say it is so, he is in telling true, but so.
Peace.
Be to me and any man that dare not fight.
No words.
Of other men's secrets, I beseech you.
So it is. Besieged with sable-coloured melancholy, I did commend the black oppressing humour of the most wholesome physic of thy health-giving air, and as I am a gentleman, betook myself to walk. The time when? About the 6th hour, when beasts most graze, birds best peck, and men sit down to that nourishment which is called supper. So much for the time when. Now for the ground which I walked upon. It is yclept the park. Then for the place where I did encounter that obscene and preposterous event that draweth from my snow-white pen the ebon-coloured ink which here thou viewest, beholdest, surveyest, or seest, but to the place where it standeth northeast, and by east from the west corner of thy curious knotted garden. There did I see that low-spirited swain, that base minnow of thy mirth.
Me?
That unlettered small knowing soul.
Me?
That shallow vassal.
Still me?
Which, as I remember, hight Costard.
Oh, me?
Sorted and consorted, contrary to thy established proclaimed edict and continent canon. Which but with this passion to say, wherewith.
With a wench.
With our child of our grandmother Eve, a female, or for thy more sweet understanding, a woman. Him I, as my ever-esteemed duty pricks me on, have sent to thee, to receive the meed of punishment by thy sweet grace's officer, Anthony Dull, a man of good repute, carriage, bearing, and estimation.
Me, and shall please you, I am Anthony Dull.
For Jaconetta, so is the weaker vessel called, which I apprehended with the aforesaid swain, I keep her as a vessel of the law's fury, and shall, at the least of thy sweet notice, bring her to trial. Thine in all compliments of devoted and heart-burning heat of duty, Don Adriano de Armado.
This is not so well as I looked for, but the best that ever I heard.
Aye, the best for the worst. But what say you to this, Sirrah?
Sir, I confess the wench.
Did you hear the proclamation?
I do confess much of the hearing of it, but little of the marking of it.
Well, it was proclaimed a year's imprisonment to be taken with a wench.
I was taken with none, sir. I was taken with a damsel.
Well, it was proclaimed damsel.
This was no damsel neither, sir. She was a virgin.
It is so very too, for it was proclaimed virgin.
If it were, I deny her virginity. I was taken with a maid.
This maid will not serve your turn, sir.
This maid will serve my turn, sir.
I will pronounce your sentence. You shall fast a week with bran and water.
I'd rather pray a month with mutton and porridge.
And Don Armado shall be your keeper. My Lord Barone, see him delivered o'er. And go we, lords, to put in practice that which each to other hath so strongly sworn.
I'll lay my head to any good man's hat. These oaths and laws will prove an idle scorn. Sirrah, come on.
I suffer for the truth, sir. For true it is, I was taken with Jaconetta, and Jaconetta is a true girl. And therefore, welcome the sour cup of prosperity. Affliction may one day smile again. Until then, sit thee down, sorrow.
Boy, what a sign is it when a man of great spirit grows melancholy?
A great sign, sir, that he will look sad.
Why, sadness is one and the self-same thing, dear imp.
No, oh Lord, sir, no.
How canst thou part sadness and melancholy, my tender juvenile?
By a familiar demonstration of the working, my tough signor.
Why tough, signor? Why tough, signor?
Why tender juvenile? Why tender juvenile?
I spoke it, tender juvenile, as a congruent epitheton, appertaining to thy young days, which we may nominate tender.
And I, tough signor, as an impertinent title to your old time, which we may name tough.
Pretty and apt.
How do you mean, sir? I pretty am I saying apt, or I apt am I saying pretty?
Thou pretty, because little.
Little pretty, because little. Wherefore apt?
And therefore apt, because quick. Thou art quick in answers. Thou heedest my blood.
I am answered, sir.
I have a promise to study 3 years with the Duke.
You may do it in an hour, sir.
Impossible.
How many is one, thrice told?
I am ill at reckoning. It fitteth the spirit of a tapster.
You are a gentleman and a gamester, sir.
I confess both. They are both the varnish of a complete man.
Well, I'm sure you know how much this gross sum of juice amounts to.
It doth amount to 1 more than 2.
Which the base vulgar do call 3.
True.
Why, sir, is this such a piece of study? Now one is 3 studied, ere your thrice blink. And how easy is it to hold years to the word 3 and study 3 years in 2 words?
A most fine figure.
To prove you a cipher.
I will hereupon confess. I am in love. And as it is base for a soldier to love, so I am in love with a base wench. I think scorn to sigh, or methinks I should elsewhere Cupid. Comfort me, boy! What great men have been in love?
Hercules, master.
Oh, most sweet Hercules. More authority, dear boy. Name more, and, sweet my child, let them be men of good repute and carriage.
Samson, master, for he was a man of good carriage, great carriage. And he carried the town gates on his back like a porter, and he was in love.
Oh, well-knitted Samson, strong-jointed Samson. I do excel thee in my rapier, as much as thou didst me in carrying gates. I am in love, too. Who was Samson's love, my dear moth?
A woman, master.
Of what complexion?
Of the sea-water green, sir.
Is that one of the 4 complexions?
As I have read, sir, and the best of them too.
Green indeed is the colour of lovers.
It was so, sir, for she had a green wit.
My love is most immaculate white and red.
Most maculate thoughts, master, are masked under such colours.
Define, well-educated infant.
If she be made of white and red, her faults will ne'er be known. For blushing cheeks by faults are bred, and fears by pale white shown. Then if she fear or be to blame, by this she shall not know. For still her cheeks possess the same, which native does she owe. A dangerous rhyme, master, against the reason of white and red.
Is there not a ballad, boy, of the king and the beggar?
The girl world was very guilty of such a ballad some 3 ages since, but now I think 'tis not to be found, or if it were, 'twould neither serve for the writing nor the tune.
I will have that subject newly writ o'er, that I may example my digression by some mighty precedent. Boy, I do love that country girl that I took in the park with the rational hind Costard. She deserves well.
To be wit, and yet a better love than my master.
Sing, boy, my spirit grows heavy in love.
That's a great marvel, loving a light wench.
I say, sing.
Forbear till this company be past.
Sir, the Duke's pleasure is that you keep Costard safe, and you must suffer him to take no delight, no penance, but he must fast 3 days a week. For this damsel, I must keep her at the park. Fare thee well.
I do betray myself with blushing. Maid.
Man.
I will visit thee at the lodge.
Oh, that's hereby.
I know where it is situate.
Lord, how wise you are.
I will tell thee wonders.
Without face.
I love thee.
Yes, so I heard you say.
And so, farewell.
Fair weather after you.
Come, Jacknetta, away.
Villain! Thou shalt fast for thy offences ere thou be pardoned.
Well, sir, I hope when I do it, I shall do it on a full stomach.
Take away this villain, shut him up!
Come, you transgressing slave, away.
It is not for prisoners to be too silent in their words, and therefore I will say nothing. I thank God I have as little patience as another man, and therefore I can be quiet.
I do affect the very ground which is base, where her shoe which is baser, guided by her foot which is basest, doth tread. I shall be forsworn, which is a great argument of falsehood, if I love. And how can there be true love which is falsely attempted? Love is a familiar, love is a devil. There is no evil angel but a love. Yet was Samson so tempted, and he had a very great strength. yet was Solomon so seduced, and he had a very good wit. Cupid's butt shaft is too hard for Hercules' club, and therefore too much odds for a Spaniard's rapier. His disgrace is to be called boy, but his glory is to subdue men. Adieu, valor, rust, rapier, be still, drum. For thy manager is in love. Yeah, he loveth. Assist me, some extemporal god of rhyme, for I am sure I shall turn sonnet, devise wit, write, pen, for I am for whole volumes in folio.
Now, madam, summon up your dearest spirits. Consider who the king your father sends, to whom he sends, and what's his embassy. Yourself, held precious in the world's esteem, be now as prodigal of all dear grace as nature was in making graces dear, when she did starve the general world beside, and prodigally gave them all to you.
Good Lord Boyette, my beauty, though but mean, needs not the painted flourish of your praise. Beauty is bought by judgment of the eye, not uttered by base sale of chapmen's tongues. But now to task the tasker. Good Boyette, you are not ignorant, all telling fame doth noise abroad, Navarre hath made a vow, till painful study shall outwear 3 years, no woman may approach his silent court. Tell him, the daughter of the King of France, on serious business, craving quick dispatch, importunes personal conference with his grace.
Proud of employment, willingly I go.
All pride is willing pride, and yours is so. Who are the votaries, my loving friends, that are vow fellows with this virtuous duke?
Lord Longueville is one.
Know you the man?
I know him, madam. At a marriage feast in Normandy, I saw this Longueville, a man of sovereign parts. He is esteemed, well fitted in arts, glorious in arms. Nothing becomes him ill that he would well. The only soil of his fair virtue's gloss, if virtue's gloss will stain any soil, is a sharp wit, matched with too blunt a will.
Such short-lived wits do wither as they grow. Who are the rest?
Young Dumaine, a well-accomplished youth, for he had wit to make an ill shape good, and shape to win grace, though he had no wit. I saw him at the Duke Alençon's once, and much too little on that good I saw is my report to his great worthiness.
Another of these students at that time was there with him, if I have heard a truth. Baron, they call him, but a merrier man. I never spent an hour's talk with all. His eye begets occasion for his wit. For every object that the one doth catch, the other turns to a mirth-moving jest.
God bless my ladies, are they all in love? That every one her own hath garnished with such bedecking ornaments of praise. Now, what admittance, Lord?
Navarre had notice of your fair approach. He rather means to lodge you in the field, like one that comes here to beseech his court, than seek a dispensation for his oath to let you enter his unpeopled house. Here comes Navarre.
Fair princess, welcome to the court of Navarre.
Fair, I give you back again, and welcome I have not yet. The roof of this court is too high to be yours, and welcome to the wide fields too base to be mine.
You shall be welcome, madam, to my court.
I will be welcome then. Conduct me thither.
Hear me, dear lady. I have sworn an oath.
Our lady help my lord, he'll be forsworn.
Not for the world, fair madam, by my will.
Why, will shall break it. Will and nothing else.
Your ladyship is ignorant what it is.
I hear your grace hath sworn out housekeeping. 'Tis deadly sin to keep that oath, my lord, and sin to break it. Vouchsafe to read the purpose of my coming, and suddenly resolve me in my suit.
Madam, I will, if suddenly I may.
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
Did not I dance with you in Brabant once?
I know you did.
But how needless was it then to ask the question?
You must not be so quick.
'Tis long of you that spur me with such questions.
Your wit's too hot, it speeds too fast, will tire.
Not till it leaves the rider in the mire.
What time of day?
The hour that fools should ask.
Now fair before your mask,
Fair fall the face it covers.
and send you many lovers.
Amen. So you be none.
Then I will be gone.
Madam, your father here doth intimate the payment of 100,000 crowns, being but the one half of an entire sum dispersed by my father in his wars. But say that he or we, as neither have received that sum, yet there remains unpaid 100,000 more, in surety of the which one part of Aquitaine is bound to us. If then the king your father will restore but that one half which is unsatisfied, we will give up our right in Aquitaine and hold fair friendship with his majesty. That, it seems...
Do arrest your word. You do the king my father too much wrong, and wrong the reputation of your name, in so unseeming to confess receipt of that which hath so faithfully been paid. Boyette, you can produce acquittances for such a sum from special officers of Charles, his father.
Satisfy me, sir.
Please, your grace, the packet is not come. Tomorrow you shall have a sight of them.
It shall suffice me. Meantime, receive such welcome at my hand, as honour without breach of honour may make tender of to thy true worthiness. You may not come, fair princess, in my gates, but here without you shall be so received as you shall deem yourself lodged in my heart. Tomorrow shall we visit you again.
Sweet health and fair desires consort your grace.
Thy own wish I thee in every place.
Lady, I will commend you to my own heart.
Oh, pray, do my commendations. I should be glad to see it.
I would you heard it groan.
Is the fool sick?
Sick at heart.
Alack, let it bleed.
Would that do it good?
My physic says aye.
Will you prick it with your eye?
No, point with my knife.
Oh, God save thy life.
And yours from long living.
I cannot stay, Thanksgiving.
Sir, I pray you, a word. What lady is that same?
The heir of Alençon, Catherine, her name.
A gallant lady, monsieur. Fare you well.
I beseech you a word. What is she in the white?
A woman sometimes, and you saw her in the light.
Perchance light in the light? I desire her name.
She hath but one for herself. To desire that were a shame.
Pray you, sir, whose daughter?
Her mother's, I've heard.
God's blessing on your beard.
Sir, be not offended. She is an heir of Falconbridge.
Nay, my collar is ended. She is a most sweet lady.
Not unlike, sir. That may be.
What's her name in the cap?
Rosaline, by good hap.
She wedded or no?
To her will, sir, or so.
You are welcome, sir. Adieu.
Oh, farewell to me, sir, and welcome to you.
That last is Barone, the merry madcap lord. Not a word with him but a jest.
In every jest but a word.
It was well done of you to take him at his word.
I was as willing to grapple as he was to board.
Two hot sheeps, Mary.
Not ships. No sheep, sweet lamb, unless we feed on your lips.
You sheep, and I pasture. Shall that finish the jest?
So you grant pasture for me?
Oh, not so, gentle beast. My lips are no common, though several they be.
Belonging to whom?
to my fortunes and me.
Good wits will be jangling, but gentles agree. This civil war of wits were much better used on Navarre and his bookmen, for here 'tis abused.
If my observation, which very seldom lies, deceive me not now, Navarre is infected.
With what?
With that which we lovers entitle affected.
Your reason?
Why, all his behaviours did make their retire to the court of his eye, peeping thorough desire. Methought all his senses were locked in his eye, as jewels in cases for some prince to buy, who, tendering their own worth from where they were glassed, did point you to buy them along as you passed. His face's own margin did make such amazes that all I saw his eyes enchanted with gazes. I'll give you Aquitaine and all that is his, and you grant him for my sake but one loving kiss.
Come to our pavilion, Boyette is disposed.
Hard to speak that in words which his eye hath disclosed. I only have made a mouth of his eye by adding a tongue which I know will not lie.
Thou art an old love-monger and speakest skillfully.
He is Cupid's grandfather and learns news of him.
Then was Venus like her mother, for her father is but grim.
Warble, child, make passionate my sense of hearing.
Concolinel, Jacquinetta, I want to get to know you better. I would do anything to get her. I would go to war with France to make sure she would have a dance with me if you've ever eaten feta. It's a special type of cheese. Please accept me on my knees. You can eat it in a salad. Please accept this humble ballad until I've written you a letter, Jacquinetta.
Sweet air, go, tenderness of years, take hither this key. Give enlargement to the swain Costard. I must employ him in a letter to my love.
Master, will you win your love with a French brawl?
How meanest thou, brawling in French?
No, my complete master, but to jig off a tune at the tongue's end, canary to it with your feet, humour it by turning up your eyelids, sigh a note, sing a note, sometimes through the throat as if you have swallowed love by singing love, sometimes through the nose as if you have snuffed up love by smelling love, with your hat penthouse-like over the shop of your eyes, with your arms wrapped over your thin belly doublet like a rabbit on a split, or your hands in your pocket like a man after the old painting, but keep too long in one tune, but a snipping away. These are compliments, these are humours, these betray nice wenches that would be betrayed without these, and make them men of note. Do you note me? That most are affected by these.
How hast thou purchased this experience?
By my penny observation.
Fetch hither the swain, he must carry me a letter.
A message well sympathized, a horse to be an ambassador for an ass.
Ha, what sayest thou?
Marry, sir, that you must send the ass upon the horse, for he is very slow-gated, but I go.
The way is but short. Away.
As swift as lead, sir.
Thy meaning, pretty ingenious, is not lead a metal heavy, dull, and slow?
Minime, master, no.
I say lead is slow.
You are too swift to say so. Is that lead slow that is fired from a gun?
Sweet smoke of rhetoric. He reputes me a cannon, and the bullet, that's a he. I shoot thee at Costard.
Thump then, and I flee.
A most acute juvenile, voluble and full of grace. By thy favour, sweet Welkin, I must sigh in thy face. Melancholy. My herald is returned.
I wonder, master. Here's a costard broken in a shin.
Some enigma, some hangma, some enigma, some enigma. Come, thy l'envoi, begin.
No enema, no riddle, no l'envoi. Oh, sir, a plantain, a plain plantain, no enema, no l'envoi, a plantain, a plain plantain.
Thou enforcest laughter. Thy silly thought, my spleen. The heaving of my lungs provokes me. The ridiculous smiling. Oh, pardon me, my stars. Doth the inconsiderate take salve for l'envoi and the word l'envoi for a salve?
Do the wise think the mother is not l'envoi a salve?
No, page. It is an epilogue or a discourse to make plain some obscure precedent that hath tofore been same. I will example it. The fox, the ape, and the humble bee were still at odds, being but three. There's the moral. Now, the l'envoi.
At the l'envoi. Say the moral again.
The fox, the ape, and the humble bee were still at odds, being but three.
Until the fox came out of door. No, until the goose came out of door and stayed the odds by adding 4. Now I will begin your moral, and you'll add with my l'envoi. The fox, the ape, and the humble bee.
Come hither. Come hither. How did this argument begin?
By saying that a costard broken in his shin, and then you asked for the l'envoi.
Yeah, true, and I for a plantain. Thus came your argument in. Then the boy's fat l'envoi, the goose that you bought, and he ended the market.
But tell me, how was there a costard broken in a shin?
I will tell you sensibly.
Thou hast no feeling of it, moth. I will speak that l'envoi. I, costard, running out that was safely within, fell over the threshold and broke my shin.
We will talk no more of this matter.
Will there be more matter in the shin?
Here are costard. I will enfranchise thee. I give thee thy liberty. Set thee free from durance, and in lieu thereof impose on thee nothing but this. Bear this significant to the country maid, Jaquinetta. Here is remuneration for the best ward of mine honor is rewarding my dependents. Moth, follow.
Like the sequel, Signor Costard, adieu.
Oh, my sweet ounce of man's flesh. Now will I look to his remuneration. Remuneration. Un, deux, trois. Remuneration. That is Latin for 3 farthings. 3 farthings. Remuneration. 3 farthings. Remuneration. 3 farthings. Remuneration. What's the price of this inkle? 1 penny. No, I'll give you 1, 2, 3. Remuneration. Remuneration, why, it is a fairer name than the French crown. I will never, ever buy out and sell of this word.
Oh, my good name, Costard. Exceedingly well met.
Pray you, sir, how much carnation ribbon may one buy for a remuneration?
What is a remuneration?
Oh, sir, a 3 penny, well, halfpenny farthing.
Well, the 3 farthing worth of silk.
Oh, well, I thank you, worship. God be with you.
You stay, slave. Stay, I must employ thee, as thou wilt win my favour, good my knave. Do one thing for me that I shall entreat.
When will you have it done, sir?
This afternoon.
Well, I will do it, sir. Fare you well.
No, thou knowest not what it is.
Well, I shall know it when I've done it, sir.
Why, villain, thou must know first.
I will come to your worship tomorrow morning.
It must be done this afternoon. Look, hark, slave, it is but this. The princess comes to hunt here in the park, and in her train there is a gentle lady. When tongues speak sweetly, then they name her name, and Rosaline, they call her. Ask for her, and to her white hand see thou do commend this sealed up counsel. There's thy guerdon.
Oh, guerdon. Guerdon. Sweet guerdon, better than remuneration. Yeah. 11 pence farthing better. Most sweet guerdon. I will do it, sir, in print. Guerdon. Remuneration.
And I, forsooth, in love. A wimpled, whining, purblind, wayward boy, this Senior Junior, giant dwarf, Dan Cupid, regent of love rhymes, lord of folded arms, the anointed sovereign of sighs and groans, leave all your loiterers and malcontents, dread prince of plackets, king of codpieces, sole imperator and great general of trotting parrotters. I'm a little hard. And I, to be a corporal of his field, and wear his colours like a tumbler's hoop. What I love, I seek a wife, a woman that is like a German clock, still a repairing, ever out of frame, never going aright being a watch, but being watched that she may still go right. Nay, to be perjured, which is worst of all, or among three, to love the worst of all. A whitely wanton with a velvet brow and two pitch bowls stuck in her face for eyes, and I to sigh for her, to watch for her, to pray for her. Go to, it is a plague that Cupid will impose for my neglect of his almighty dreadful little might. Well, I will love, write, sigh, pray, sue, and groan. Some men must love my lady, and some Joan.
Was that the king that spurred his horse so hard against the steep uprising of the hill?
I know not, but I think it was not he.
Whoe'er was, I showed a mounting mind. Well, friends, today we shall have our dispatch. On Saturday we will return to France. Then, Forester, my friend, where is the bush that we must stand and play the murderer in?
Oh, hereby, upon the edge of yonder coppice, a stand where you may make the fairest shoot.
I thank my beauty, I am fair that shoot. And thereupon thou speak'st, the fairest shoot.
Pardon me, madam, for I meant not so.
What? First praise me, and again say no. Oh, short-lived pride. Not fair, alack for woe.
Yes, madam, fair.
Nay, never paint me now. Where fair is not, praise cannot mend the brow. Here, good my glass, take this for telling true. Fair payment for foul words is more than due.
Nothing but fair is that which you inherit.
See, my beauty will be saved by merit. Oh, heresy in fair, fit for these days. A giving hand, though foul, shall have fair praise. But come, the bow. Now, mercy goes to kill. And shooting well is then accounted ill. And out of question, so it goes sometimes. Glory grows guilty of detested crimes, when for fame's sake, for praise and outward part, we bend to this, the working of the heart, as I, for praise alone, now seek to spill the poor dear's blood, that my heart needs no ill.
Do not cursed wives hold that self-sovereignty only for prayer's sake when they strive to be lords o'er their lords?
Only for praise, and praise we may afford to any woman that subdues a lord.
Oh, well, here comes a member of the Commonwealth.
God dig you, Denall, pray you, which is the head lady?
Thou shalt know her, fellow, by the rest that have no heads.
Well, which is the greatest lady, the highest?
The thickest and the tallest.
Well, the thickest and the tallest. If it is so, truth is truth, and your waist mistress were as slender as my wit, one of those maid's girdles for your waist should be fit. Are you not the the chief woman? You are the thickest here.
What's your will, sir? What's your will?
I have a letter from Monsieur Baron to one Lady Rosaline.
Oh, thy letter. He's a good friend of mine. Stand aside, good bearer. Boyette, you can carve. Break up this capon.
I'm bound to serve, but this letter is mistook. It importeth none here. It is bound for Jacanetta.
We will read it, I swear. Break the neck of the wax, and everyone give ear.
By heaven, that thou art fair is most infallible. True that thou art beauteous, truth itself that thou art lovely. More fairer than fair, beautiful than beauteous, truer than truth itself. The magnanimous and most illustrate King Cophetua set eye upon the pernicious and indubitate beggar what was that word? I can't say it. Xenophon. Okay. And he it was that some might rightly say, Veni, vidi, vici, which to anathemize in the vulgar, oh, base and obscure vulgar, videlicet. He came, saw, and overcome. I see. He came, 1, saw, 2, overcame, 3. Who came? The king. Why did he come? To see. Why did he see? To overcome. To whom came he? To the beggar. What saw he? The beggar. To who overcame he? The beggar. The conclusion is victory. On whose side? The king's. The captive is enriched. On whose side? The beggar's. The catastrophe is the nuptial. On whose side? The king's. No, on both in one, or one in both. I am the king, for so stands the comparison. Thou the beggar, for so witness thy lowliness. Shall I command thy love? I may. Shall I enforce thy love? I could. Shall I entreat thy love? I will. What shall thou exchange for rags, robes, for titles, titles, for thyself, me? Thus, expecting my reply, I profane my lips on thy foot, my eyes on thy picture, and my heart on thy every part. Oh. Thine in the dearest design of industry, Don Adriano de Amado.
What plume of feathers is he that indited this letter? What vein, what weathercock, did you ever hear better?
This Armado is a Spaniard that keeps here at court, a fantasime, a monarcho, and one that makes sport to the prince and his bookmates.
Now, fellow, a word. Who gave thee this letter?
I told you, my lord.
To whom shouldst thou give it?
From my lord to my lady.
From which lord to which lady?
From my lord Baron, a good master of mine, to a lady of France that is called Rosaline.
Here, thou hast mistaken his letter. Come, friends, away. Here, sweet, put up this. 'Twill be thine another day.
Who is the shooter?
Shall I teach you to know?
And who is your dear?
Why, she that bears the bow. Well then, I am a shooter.
Who is your dear?
If we choose by the horns, yourself come not near.
You still wrangle with her, Boyette, and she strikes at the brow.
Well, she herself is hit lower. Have I hit her now?
Thou canst not hit it, my good man.
And I cannot, another can.
Oh, my troth. Most sweet jests, most inconny vulgar wit, when it comes so smoothly off, so obscenely, so fit. Amada on the one side, oh, a most dainty man. To see him walk before a lady and to bear his fan, to see him kiss his hand, and how most sweetly, I will swear, and his page on the other side. That handful of wit, ah, heavens, it is a most pathetical knit. Sola! Sola!
Very reverend sport, truly, and done in the testimony of a good conscience.
The deer was, as you know, sanguis in blood, ripe as the palm water that now hangeth like a jewel in the eye of Quello, the sky, the welkin, heaven, and anon falleth like a crab upon the face of terra, the soil, the earth, the land.
Truly, Master Holofernes, the epithets are sweetly varied, like a scholar at the least. But, sir, I assure ye it was a buck of the first head.
Sir Nathaniel, hold credo.
It was not a hard cradle. It was a pricket.
Most barbarous intimation, and yet a kind of insinuation, as it were, in via, in way of explication, facere, as it were, replication, or rather ostentare, to show, as it were, his inclination after his undressed, unproved, uneducated, unpruned, untrained, or rather unlettered, or rather rest, unconfirmed fashion, to insert again my hard credo for a deer.
I said the deer was not an outgrado, it was a pricket.
Twice sod simplicity, bis coctus, oh, thou monster ignorance, how deformed dost thou look.
Sir, he hath never fed on the dainties that are bred in a book. He hath not eat paper, as it were. He hath not drunk ink. His intellect is not replenished. He is only an animal, only sensible in the duller parts. And such barren plants are set before us, that we thankful should be, which we of taste and feeling are for those parts that do fructify in us more than he.
You two are bookmen. Can you tell me by your wit what was a month old at Cain's birth that is not 5 weeks old as yet?
Dictina, good man Dal. Dictina, good man Dal.
'Tis Dictina.
A title to Phoebe, to Luna, to the moon.
The moon was a month old when Adam was no more, and wrought not to 5 weeks when he came to 5 score. The illusion holds in the exchange.
'Tis true, indeed. The collusion holds in the exchange.
God comfort thy capacity. I say the illusion holds in the exchange.
And I said the pollution holds in the exchange. And because the moon is never but a month old. And beside that, I said it was the pricket that the princess killed.
Sir Nathaniel, will you hear an extemporal epitaph on the death of the deer? And to humour the ignorant, I shall call the deer the princess killed a pricket.
Hergay, good Holofernes. Hergay, so it shall please you to abrogate scurrility.
I shall something affect the letter, for it argues facility. The prateful princess pierced and pricked a pretty pleasing pricket. Some say a sore, but not a sore, till now made sore with shooting. The dogs did yell, put L to sore, then sorrel jumps from thicket. Or pricket sore, or else sorrel, the people fall a-hooting. If sore be sore, then L to sore makes 50 sores. Oh, sorrel. Of one sore I 100 make by adding but one more. L.
A rare talent.
If a talent be a claw, look how he claws him with a talent.
This is a gift that I have. Simple, a foolish, extravagant spirit, full of forms, figures, shapes, objects, ideas, apprehensions, emotions, revolutions. They are begot in the ventricle of memory, nourished in the womb of Pia Marta, and delivered upon the mellowing of occasion. But the gift is good in those in whom it is acute, and I am thankful for it.
Sir, I praise the Lord for you, and so may my parishioners, for their sons are well tutored by you, and their daughters profit very gratefully under you. You are a good member of the Commonwealth.
May Hercule, if their sons be ingenious, they shall want no instruction. If their daughters are capable, I will put it to them. But vir sapit qui pauca loquitur, a soul feminine saluteth us.
God give you good morrow, Master Parson. Good Master Parson, be so good as to read me this letter. It was given me by Costard and sent me from Don Armado. I beseech you, read it.
And pardon, sir, what are the contents? Or, as Horace would say in his... Oh, what, my soul? Verses?
Aye, sir, and very learned.
Well, let me hear a staff, a stanza, a verse. Lege Domine.
If love make me forsworn, how shall I swear to love? Never faith could hold, if not to beauty vowed. Though to myself forsworn, to thee I'll faithful prove. These thoughts to me were oaks, to thee like osiers bowed. Study his bias leaves, and makes his book thine eyes, where all those pleasures live that art would comprehend. If knowledge be the mark, to know thee shall suffice. Well learned is that tongue that well thee can commend. All ignorant that soul that sees thee without wonder, which is to me some praise that I thy parts admire. Thy eye Jove's lightning bears, thy voice his dreadful thunder, which not to anger bent, is music and sweet fire. Celestial as thou art, O pardon love this wrong, that sings heaven's praise with such an earthly tongue.
You find not the apostrophus, and so miss the accent. Let me supervise the canzonet. Yes. Here are only numbers ratified, but for the elegancy, the facility, the golden cadence of poetry, Carret, Ovidius Naso was the man, and why indeed Naso, but for smelling out the odoriferous flowers of fancy, the jerks of invention. Imitare is nothing. So doth the hound, his master, the ape-his keeper, the tired horse, his rider. But Damozel Virgin, was this directed to you?
Aye, sir, from one Monsieur Baron, one of the strange Queen's lords.
Well, I will overglance the superscript. To the snow-white hand of the most beauteous Lady Rosaline. Now, I will look again on the intellect of the letter for the nomination of the party writing to, the person written unto. your ladyships in all desired employment. Baron. Now, Sir Nathaniel, this Baron is one of the votaries with the king, and here he hath framed a letter to a sequent of the stranger queens, which accidentally, or by the way of progression, hath miscarried. Trip and go, my sweet. Deliver this paper into the royal hand of the king. It may concern much. No, stay not thy compliment. I forgive thy duty. Adieu.
Good Costard, go with me. Sir, God save your life.
I'm with thee, my girl.
Sir, you have done this in the fear of God very religiously, and as a certain father saith.
Tell me not of fathers. I do fear colourable colours. But to return to those verses, did they please you, Sir Nathaniel?
Marvellous well for the pen.
Well, are you dying today at the father's of a certain pupil of mine, where I will prove these verses to be very unlearned, savouring neither of poetry, wit, nor invention? I beseech your society.
And thank you too, for society, saith the text, is the happiness of life.
And certes, the text most infallibly concludes it. Constable Dull, I do invite you too. You shall not say me nay. Shh. Pauca loquitur. Away! The gentles are at their game, and we will to our recreation.
The king, he's hunting the deer. I'm coursing myself. They have pitched a toil, I am toiling in a pitch. Pitch that defiles. Defile? Foul word. Well, set thee down, sorrow. For so the fool say, and so say I. And I the fool. Well proved wit. I will not love. If I do, hang me. In faith, I will not. But her eye. By this light, but for her eye, I would not love her. Yet, for her 2 eyes. Well, I do nothing in the world but lie, and lie in my throat. By heaven, I do love, and it has taught me to rhyme and to be melancholy, and here is part of my rhyme. I hear my melancholy. Or she hath one of my sonnets already. The clown bore it. The fool sent it. The lady hath it. Sweet clown, sweeter fool, sweetest lady. By the world, I would not care a pin if the other 3 were in. There comes one with a paper. God keep him grace the grey. Speak to you later.
Ay me. So sweet a kiss the golden sun gives not to those fresh morning drops upon the rose, as thy eye beams, when their fresh rays have smote the night of dew that on my cheeks down flows. Nor shines the silver moon one half so bright through the transparent bosom of the deep, as doth thy face through tears of mine give light. Thou shinest in every tear that I do weep. No drop, but as a coach doth carry thee, so ridest thou triumphing in my woe. Do but behold the tears that swell in me, and they thy glory through my grief will show. Oh, Queen of Queens, how far dost thou excel? No thought can think, nor tongue of mortal tell. How shall she know my griefs? I'll drop the paper. Sweet leaves shade folly. Who is he comes here?
I mean...
Along and reading. Listen, ear.
Now in thy likeness one more fool appear.
Am I the first that have been perjured so?
I could put thee in comfort not by two that I know.
I fear these stubborn lines lack power to move. Did not the heavenly rhetoric of thine eye, against whom the world cannot hold argument, persuade my heart to this false perjury? Vows for thee broke deserve not punishment. A woman I forswore, but I will prove, thou being a goddess, I forswore not thee. My vow was earthly, thou a heavenly love, and thy grace being gained cures all disgrace in me. Vows are but breath, and breath a vapor is. Then thou, fair sun, which on my earth does shine, exhalest this vapor vow, in thee it is. If broken, then it is no fault of mine. If by me broke, what fool is not so wise to lose an oath to win a paradise?
God amend us, God amend, we are much out of the way.
By whom shall I send this? Company. Stay.
All hid an old infant play, like a demigod. Here sit I in the sky, and wretched fools secrets heedfully awry. More sacks to the mill, heavens, I have my wish. Domain transformed, 4 woodcocks in a dish.
Oh, most divine Kate.
Oh, most profane coxcomb.
By heaven, the wonder in a mortal eye.
By earth, she is not corporal, there you lie.
Her amber hair, for foul, hath amber quoted.
An amber-coloured raven was well noted.
As upright as the cedar.
Stoop, I say, her shoulder is with child.
As fair as day.
Aye, as some days, but then no sun must shine.
But I have my wish.
And I had mine.
And I mine too, good lord.
Amen, so I had mine. Is that not a good word?
I would forget her, but a fever she reigns in my blood and will remembered be.
Fever in your blood? Well, then incision would let her out in sauces, sweet misprision.
Once more, I'll read the ode that I have written.
Once more, I'll mark how love can vary wit.
On a day, alack the day, love whose month is ever May, spied a blossom passing fair, playing in the wanton air. Through the velvet leaves, the wind, all unseen, can passage find, that the lover, sick to death, wish himself the heaven's breath. Air, quoth he, thy cheeks may blow, air, would I might triumph so. But alack, my hand is sworn, ne'er to pluck thee from thy thorn. Do not call it sin in me, that I am forsworn for thee. This will I sin. And something else more plain that will express my true love's fasting pain. Oh, with the king and Longaville and Barone were lovers too, ill to example ill, would from my forehead wipe a perjured note. For none offend, where all alike do dote.
Dumaine, thy love is far from charity. You may look pale, but I should blush, I know, to be o'erheard and taken napping so.
Comest thou, you blush, as his your case is such? You chide at him, offending twice as much. I have been closely shrouded in this bush, and marked you both, and for you both did blush. I heard your guilty rhymes, observed your fashion, saw sighs reek from you, noted well your passion. Ay me, says one, oh Jove, the other cries. One, her hairs were gold, crystal the other's eyes. You would for paradise break faith and troth, and Jove for your love would infringe an oath. What will Barone say when that he shall hear faith so infringed, which such zeal did swear? How will he scorn? How will he spend his wit? How will he triumph, leap and laugh at it? For all the wealth that ever I did see, I would not have him know so much by me.
Now step I forth to whip hypocrisy. Ah, good my liege, I pray thee pardon me. What grace hast thou thus to reprove these worms for loving that art most in love? Your eyes do make no coaches in your tears. There is no certain princess that appears. Are you not ashamed? There you are not. All three of you to be thus much o'ershot. What a scene of foolery have I seen? Of sighs, of groans, of sorrow, and of teen on me. With what strict patience have I sat to see a king transformed to a gnat, to see great Hercules whipping a gig, and profound Solomon to tune a jig, and Nestor play at pushpin with the boys, and critic Timon laugh at idle toys. Where lies thy grief? Oh, tell me, good Domain, and gentle Longueville, where lies thy pain? Where my lieges? All about the breast? A caudle hoe.
Too bitter is thy jest. Are we betrayed thus to thy overview?
Not you to me, but I betrayed by you. I that am honest, I that hold it sin to break a vow I am engaged in. I am betrayed by keeping company with men like you, men of inconstancy. When shall you see me write a thing in rhyme? Or groan for Joan, or spend a minute's time in pruning me? When shall you hear that I will praise a hand, a foot, a face, an eye, a gait, a state, a brow, a breast, a waist, a leg, a limb?
Soft, whither away so fast? A true man or a thief that gallops so?
I post from love, good lover, let me go.
Oh. What present hast thou there?
God bless the king. I beseech your grace, let this letter be read.
Barone, read it over. Where hadst thou it?
Of Costard.
Where hadst thou it?
Of Don Aguinaldo? Don Aguinaldo the Spaniard.
How now, what's in you? Why dost thou tear it?
A toy, my liege, a toy. Your grace needs not fear it.
It did move him to passion, and therefore let's hear it.
It is Barone's writing, and here's his name.
You wholesome loggerhead, you were born to do me shame. Guilty, my lord, guilty. I confess, I confess.
What?
That you three fools like me fool to make up the mess. He, and you, my liege, and I are pick purses in love, and we deserve to die. I'll dismiss the audience, and I shall tell you more.
Now the number's even.
True, we are 4. Will these turtles be gone?
And sirs, away.
Walk aside the true folk and let the traitors stay.
What? Did these rent lines show some love of thine?
Did they? Quoth you, who sees the heavenly Rosaline, like the first opening of the gorgeous east, and bows not his vassal head, and struck and blind kisses the base ground with obedient breast?
My love, her mistress, is a gracious moon. She an attending star, scarce seen a light.
My eyes are then no eyes, nor I Barone. Oh, but for my love, day would turn to night. I'll prove her fair, or talk till doomsday here.
No devil will fright thee then as much as she.
I never knew man hold vile stuff so dear.
Look, here's thy love, my foot in her face, see?
Oh, if the streets were paved with thine eyes, her feet were much too dainty for such tread.
Oh, vile, then as she goes, what upward lies, the street should she as she walked overhead.
But what of this? Are we not all in love?
Nothing is so sure, and thereby all forsworn.
Then leave this chat, and good Barone, now prove our loving lawful, and our faith not torn.
Aye, Mary, there, some flattery for this evil.
Oh, some authority, how to proceed, some tricks, some quillets, how to cheat the devil.
Some salve for perjury.
Is more than need. Have at you then, affection's men at arms. Consider what you first did swear unto. To fast, to study, and to see no woman. Flat treason against the kingly state of youth. Say, can you fast? Your stomachs are too young. and abstinence engenders maladies. For we have made a vow to study, lords, and in that vow we have forsworn our books. Other slow arts entirely keep the brain, and therefore finding barren practices scarce show a harvest of their heavy toil. But love, first learned in a lady's eyes, lives not alone immured in the brain, but with the motion of all elements, courses as swift as thought in every power, and gives to every power a double power, above their functions and their offices. It adds a precious seeing to the eye. A lover's eyes will gaze an eagle blind. A lover's ear will hear the lowest sound when the suspicious head of theft is stopped. Love's feeling is more soft and sensible than are the tender horns of cockled snails. Love's tongue proves dainty Bacchus gross in taste. For valour, is not love a Hercules? Still climbing trees in the Hesperides. Subtle as Sphinx, as sweet and musical as bright Apollo's lute. Strung with his hair, and when love speaks, the voice of all the gods makes heaven drowsy with the harmony. From women's eyes, this doctrine I derive, they sparkle still the right Promethean fire. They are the books, the arts, the academes that show, contain, and nourish all the world, else none at all in aught proves excellent. And fools you were, these women, to forswear, or keeping what is sworn, you will prove fools. For wisdom's sake, a word that all men love, or for love's sake, a word that loves all men, or for men's sake, the authors of these women, or women's sake, by whom we men are men, let us once lose our oaths to find ourselves, or else we lose ourselves to keep our oaths. It is religion to be thus forsworn, for charity itself fulfills the law, and who can sever love from charity?
St. Cupid then, and soldiers to the field!
Advance your standards and upon them, lords!
Shall we resolve to woo these girls of France?
And win them too. Therefore, let us devise some entertainment for them in their tents.
First, from the park, let us conduct them thither. Then, homeward, every man attach the hand of his fair mistress. In the afternoon, we will with some strange pastime solace them, such as the shortness of the time can shape. For revels, dances, masks, and merry hours, forerun fair love, strewing her way with flowers.
Away, away, no time shall be omitted that will betime and may by us be fitted.
Allons, allons, sowed cockle, reap no corn, and justice always whirls in equal measure. Live wenches may prove plagues to men forsworn, if so, our copper buys no better treasure.
Thank you very much, everyone. That will be the interval. So let's all come back at, I'll give you a nice 14 minutes or so. Back at 8:50 p.m, please. Back at 8:50. See you then. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. I can't hear anything. Can somebody just say something to make sure that the sound is working?
Hello, Scott. How are you?
Cool. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Okay. So before we begin the second half, we have an important job to do. Two jobs. We have to decide which theatre styles we're going to be using and which dance style we're all going to be dancing in our freestyle moment. So, The theatre styles, here's the list of things that everyone suggested. We have Scottish tragedy, opera, kabuki, Dominic Dromgoole at the Globe, spaghetti western, Chekhov, ventriloquist's dummy, and Samuel Beckett. Okay. Now, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, there are 4 of you who need to be given a theatre style. So Simon, let's start with you. Okay, Simon, you can turn the sound on. Here we go. I'm using my frying pan, and this is just to show you my workings. By the way, I apologize to everyone watching at home that you saw a lot of the inner workings of my computer during the interval. That proves it's live. First time doing this. Okay, so this is theatre styles. I've got my frying pan. I'm going to pick one at random. This is for Simon. Here we go. Simon, you must do kabuki.
Oh,
kabuki. Okay.
Brilliant.
Who's next? So let's have who comes on next? Is it Nadia? Okay, Nadia, let's have you unmuted. Sorry, here we go. Okay, frying pan. You're going to do ventriloquist's dummy. Ventriloquist. Okay. Next, let's have, who's it? Joe, is it next? Or is it, yeah, Joe, okay. Here we go, Joe.
Jonathan next.
Jonathan next, sorry. Jonathan, Scottish tragedy. Okay.
Does that mean whatever I wanted to mean?
Well, I think if you didn't do something in a Scottish accent, people might be very disappointed.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. And lastly, Joe, here we go. Joe, opera. Okay. And this is for everyone. I have a dustpan with this is what I'm only going to pick one of these dance styles for the final free-for-all. So we had suggestions: Fosse, ballet, polka, flamenco, Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta, tap dance, river dance, Strictly Ballroom, and Highland Fling. Here we go. It's going to be ballet, everyone, ballet. Okay, so our freestyle will be ballet. Okay, so we're going to begin. Cameras off, everyone, and we will start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Satis quid sufficit?
I praise God for you, sir. Your reasons at dinner have been sharp and sententious, pleasant without scurrility, witty without affection, audacious without impudency, learned without opinion, and strange without heresy. Oh, I did converse this quondam day with a companion of the king's who is intituled, nominated, or called Don Adriano di Armado.
Novi hominem tanquam te. His humour is lofty, his discourse peremptory, his tongue filed, his eye ambitious, his gait majestical, and his general behaviour vain, ridiculous, and thrasonical. He is too picked, too spruce, too affected, too odd, as it were, too peregrinate, as I may call it.
A most singular and choice epithet.
He draws out the thread of his verbosity, finer than the staple of his argument. I abhor such fanatical fantasemes, such insociable and point-devise companions, such rackers of orthography, as to speak doubt, fine, when he should say doublet, debt, when he should pronounce debit, D-E-B-T, not D-E-T. He clapeth a calf, calf, half, half, neighbor, vocator, neighbor, neh, abbreviated ne. This is abominable, which he would call abominable, which insinuateth of insane, ne intelligis domine, to make frantic, lunatic.
Los Deo bone intelligo.
Bonnet? Bonnet for Bono? Prisky and a little scratched, but 'twill serve.
Whoa! Chira!
Quare Chira, not Syrah.
Men of peace, well encountered.
Most military, sir. Salutation.
They have been at a great feast of languages and stolen the scraps.
Oh, they have lived long on the arm's basket of words. I marvel thy master hath not eaten thee for a word. For thou art not so long by the head as honorific abilitunit atibus, or indeed supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, or indeed anti-disestablishmentarianism. Thou art easier swallowed than a flapdragon.
Peace. The peal begins.
Chira, are you not lettered?
Yes. Yes, he teaches boys by the horn book. What is AB spelt backward with the horn on his head?
Bar, Puritia, with a horn added.
Bah! Most silly sheep with a horn.
Thou disputes like an infant. Go whip thy gig.
Lend me your horn to make one, and I'll whip about your infamy circa circa, a gig of the cuckold's horn. Bah!
And I had but 1 penny in the world, thou shouldst have it to buy gingerbread. Hold, oh, there is the very remuneration I had of thy master, thou halfpenny purse of wit, thou pigeoned egg of discretion. Oh, and the heavens were so pleased that thou wert but my bastard, what a joyful father you would make me.
Artsman, do you not educate youth at the charge house on the top of the mountain?
Or Mons, the hill?
At your sweet pleasure, for the mountain.
I do, sans question.
Sir, it is at the king's most sweet pleasure and affection to congratulate the princess in the posteriors of this day, which the rude multitude doth call the afternoon.
The posterior of the day, most generous, sir, is liable, congruent, measurable for the afternoon. The word is well called, chose, sweet and apt. I do assure you, sir, sweet and apt.
Sir, the king is a noble gentleman, and my familiar, I do assure ye, a very good friend. For I must tell thee, it will please his grace by the world sometime to lean upon my poor shoulder, and with his royal finger thus dally with my excrement, with my mustachio. But, sweetheart, let that go. By the world, I recount no fable, some certain special honours it pleaseth his grace to impart to Amado, a soldier, a man of travel that has seen of the world. But let that pass. The very all of all is this, that the king would have me present the princess, sweet Chuck, with some delightful ostentation or show or pageant or antique or firework. Now, understanding that the curate and your sweet self are good at such eruptions and sudden breaking out, as it were, of mirth, I have acquainted you with all, to the end to crave your assistance.
You shall present before her the 9 worthies. Sir Nathaniel, concerning some entertainment of time, some show in the posterior of the day, I say none so fit to present as the 9 worthies.
Where will you find men worthy enough to present them?
Well, Joshua, yourself, this gallant gentleman, Judas Maccabea, the swain, because of his great limb or joint, shall pass Pompey the Great, and the page Hercules.
Pardon, sir, error. He is not quantity enough for that worthy son. He is not so big as the head of his club.
Shall I have audience? He shall present Hercules in minority. His enter and his exit shall be strangling a snake, and I will have an apology for that purpose.
Excellent device. So, if any of the audience hiss, you may cry, "Well done, Hercules, thou crushest a snake." That is the way to make an offence gracious, though few have the grace to do it.
For the rest of the worthies?
I will play 3 myself.
Thrice worthy gentlemen.
Shall I tell you a thing?
We attend.
We will have, if this fudge not, an antique. I beseech you, follow.
Via good man Dull, thou hast spoken no word all this while.
Nor understood none either, sir.
Allons, we will employ thee.
Oh, I'll make one in the dance, or so, or I will play on the tabor for the worthies and let them dance the hay.
Most dull, honest Dull. To our sport, away!
Sweethearts, we shall be rich ere we depart, if bearings come thus plentifully in. A lady walled about with diamonds. Look you what I have from the loving king.
Madam, came nothing else along with that?
Nothing but this. Yes, as much love in rhyme as would be crammed up in a sheet of paper, written both sides the leaf, margent and all, that he was fain to seal on Cupid's name.
Ooh, that was the way to make his godhead wax, for he hath been 5,000 years a boy.
Aye, and a shrewd unhappy gallows too.
You'll ne'er be friends with him, killed your sister.
He made her melancholy, sad, and heavy, and so she died. Had she been like you, or such a merry, nimble, stirring spirit, she might have been a grandam ere she died. And so may you, for a light heart lives long.
What's your meaning, mouse, of this light word?
A light condition is a beauty dark.
We need more light to find your meaning out.
You mar the light by taking it in snuff. Therefore, I am this argument.
Look what you do it still in the dark.
God, so not do you, for you are a light wench.
Indeed, I weigh you not, and therefore light.
Weigh me not. Oh, that's you care not for me.
Indeed, for past cure is still past care.
Well bandied, both. A set of wit well played. But Rosaline, you have a favour too. Who sent it, and what is it?
I would you knew. Nay, I have verses too. I thank Barone. The number's true, and were the numbering too, I were the fairest goddess on the ground. He hath compared me to 20,000 fairs. Oh, he had drawn my picture in the letter.
Anything like?
Much in the letters, nothing in the praise.
Beauteous as ink, a good conclusion.
Let's best be in a copybook.
Oh, where pencils, ho.
But, Catherine, what was sent to you from fair Dumaine?
Madam, this glove.
Did he not send you twain?
Yes, madam, and moreover, some 1,000 verses of a faithful lover, a huge translation of hypocrisy, vilely compiled, profound simplicity.
This and these pearls to me sent Longueville. The letter is too long by half a mile.
I think no less. Dost thou not wish in heart the chain were longer and the letter short?
Aye, or I would these hands might never part.
We are wise girls to mock our lovers so.
They are worse fools to purchase mocking so. That same Barone I'll torture ere I'll go. Oh, that I knew he were in by the week, how I would make him fawn and beg and seek, and wait the season and observe the times, and spend his prodigal wits in bootless rhymes, and shape his service wholly to my hests, to make him proud that makes me proud that jests.
None are so surely caught when they are catched, as wit turned fool. Folly in wisdom hatched hath wisdom's warrant and the help of school, and wit's own grace to grace a learned fool.
The blood of youth burns not with such excess as gravity's revolt to wantonness.
Folly in fools bears not so strong a note, as foolery is the wise when wit doth dote, since all the power thereof it doth apply to prove by wit worth in simplicity.
Oh, here comes Boyette, and mirth is in his face.
Oh, I am stabbed with laughter. Where's her grace?
Thy news, Boyette?
Prepare, madam, prepare. Arm, wenches, arm. Encounters mounted are against your peace. Love doth approached, disguised, armed in arguments. You'll be surprised. Muster your wits, stand in your own defense, or hide your heads like cowards and fly hence.
Saint Denis to Saint Cupid, what are these that charge their breath against us? Say, Count, say.
Under the shade of a cool sycamore, I thought to close my eyes some half an hour, when lo, to interrupt my purposed rest, towards that shade I might behold addressed the king and his companions. Warily I stole into a neighbour thicket by, and overheard what you shall overhear, that by and by disguised they will be here. Their purpose is to parley, court, and dance, and every one his love suit will advance unto his several mistress, who they'll know by favours several which they did bestow.
And will they so? And will they? But what come they to visit us?
They do, and are apparelled thus, like Muscovites or Russians, as I guess. Their purpose is to parley, court, and dance.
And will they so? The gallants shall be tasked. 4 ladies, we shall every one be masked. And not a man of them shall have the grace, despite of suit, to see a lady's face. Hold, Rosaline, this favour thou shalt wear, and then the king will court thee for his dear. Hold, take thou this, my sweet, and give me thine. So shall Barone take me for Rosaline. And change your favours too, so shall your loves woo contrary, deceived by these removes.
Well, come on then, where the favour's most in sight.
But in this changing, what is your intent?
The effect of my intent is to cross theirs. They do it but in mocking merriment, and mock for mock is only my intent. Their several counsels they unbosom shall, to love's mistook, and so be mocked withal. Upon the next occasion that we meet, with visages displayed to talk and greet.
But shall we dance if they desire us to it?
No, to the death we will not move a foot, nor to their penned speech render we no grace, but while 'tis spoke, each turn away her face.
Why, that contempt will kill the speaker's heart and quite divorce his memory from his part.
There's no such sport as sport by sport o'erthrown, to make theirs ours, and ours none but our own. So shall we stay, mocking intended game, and they, well mocked, depart away with shame.
Bum, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
Sound, be masked, the mask has come.
Ba-dum, 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 bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, dum, da-da-da-dum. All hail the richest beauties on the earth.
Beauty's no richer than rich taffeta.
The holy parcel of the fairest dames that ever turned their backs to mortal views.
Their eyes, villain, their eyes!
That ever turned their eyes to mortals' views. Out.
True, out indeed.
Out of your favours, heavenly spirits, vouchsafe not to behold.
Once behold, rogue.
Once to behold your sunbeamed eyes.
They will not answer to that epithet. You were best call it daughter-beamed eyes.
They do not mark me. That brings me out.
It is your perfectness. Begone, you rogue.
What would these strangers know their minds for yet? If they do speak our language, 'tis our will that some plain man recount their purposes. Know what they would.
What would you with the princess?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
What would they say they? What would they say they?
Nothing but peace and gentle visitation.
Well, why that they have, and bid them so be gone.
She says you have it and you may be gone.
Say to her, we have measured many miles to tread a measure with her on this grass.
They say they have measured many miles to tread a measure with you on this grass.
It is not so. Ask them how many inches is in 1 mile. If they have measured many, the measure then of one is easily told.
If to come hither you have measured miles, many miles, the princess bids you tell how many inches doth fill up 1 mile.
Tell her we measure them by weary steps.
She hears herself.
How many weary steps of many weary miles you have undergone are numbered in the travel of 1 mile.
We number nothing that we spend for you. Our beauty is so rich, so infinite, that we may do it still without account. Oh, excuse me. Vouchsafe to show the sunshine of your face, that we, like savages, may worship it.
My face is but a moon, and clouded too.
Blessed are clouds to do as such clouds do. Vouchsafe, bright moon, and these thy stars to shine, those clouds removed upon our watery eyne.
Oh, vain petitioner, beg a greater matter. Thou now beggest just moonshine in the water.
Then in our measure do but vouchsafe one change. Thou bidst me beg? This begging is not strange.
Play music then? No, you must do it soon. Not yet. No dance. Thus change I like the moon.
Will you not dance? How come you thus estranged?
You took the moon at full, but now she's changed. Since you are strangers and come here by chance, we'll not be nice. Take hands. We will not dance.
Why take we hands then?
Only to part friends. Curtsy, sweethearts. And so the measure ends.
If you deny to dance, let's hold more chat.
In private, then.
I am best pleased with that.
White-handed mistress, one sweet word with me.
Honey and milk and sugar. There is 3.
One word in secret.
Let it not be sweet.
Thou grievest my gall.
Gall? Bitter.
Therefore, meat.
Will you vouchsafe with me to change the word?
Name it.
Fair lady.
Say you so, fair lord. Take that for your fair lady.
Please you, as much in private, and I'll bid adieu.
What? Was your visit made without a tongue?
I know the reason, lady, why you ask.
Oh, for your reasoned quickly, sir. I long.
You have a double tongue within your mask, and would afford my speechless visitor half.
Oh, veal, quoth the Dutchman. Is not veal a calf?
A calf, fair lady.
No, a fair lord calf.
Let's part the word.
No, I'll not be your half. Take all and wean it. It may prove an ox.
Look how you butt yourself in these sharp mucks. Will you give horn, chaste lady? Do not so.
Then die a calf before your horns do grow.
One word in private with you ere I die.
Bleat softly then. The butcher hears you cry.
The tongues of mucking wenches are as keen as is the razor's edge invisible, cutting a smaller hair than may be seen. Above the sense of sense, so sensible seemeth their conference. Their conceits have wings, fleeter than arrows, bullets, wind, thought, swifter things.
Not one word more, my mate. Break off! Break off!
I have an old rat beaten with pure scoff.
Farewell, mad wenches! You have simple wits!
20 adieus, my frozen Muscovits!
Bye.
Are these the breed of wits so wondered at?
Papers they are, with your sweet breasts puffed out.
Well-liking wits they have. Gross, gross. Fat, fat.
Oh, poverty in wit, kingly poor, flout. Will they not, think you, hang themselves tonight, or ever but in vizards show their faces? Oh, this pert Barreau was out of countenance quite.
Oh, they were all in lamentable cases. The king was weeping ripe for a good word.
Biron did swear himself out of all suit.
Dumaine was at my service, and his sword. Non point, quoth I, my servant straight was mute.
Lord Longaville said, I came o'er his heart, and now you trow what he called me.
Qualm, perhaps?
Yes, in good faith.
Go, sickness as thou art.
Well, better wits have worn plain statute caps, but will you hear? The king is my love sworn.
And quick Barone have plighted faith to me.
And Longaville was for my service born.
Dumaine is mine as sure as bark on tree.
Madam and pretty mistresses, give ear. Immediately they will again be here in their own shapes, for it can never be they will digest this harsh indignity.
Will they return?
They will, God knows, and leap for joy, though they are lame with blows. Therefore change favours, and when they repair, blow like sweet roses in this summer air.
Avaunt, perplexity. What shall we do if they return in their own shapes to woo?
But good madam, if by me you'll be advised, let's mock them still, as well known as disguised. Let us complain to them what fools were here, disguised like Muscovites in shapeless gear, and wonder what they were and to what end their shallow shows and prologues vilely penned, and their rough carriage so ridiculous should be presented at our tent to us.
Ladies, withdraw, the gallants are at hand.
Whip to our tents as roes run o'er the land.
Fair sir, God save you. Where's the princess?
Gone to her tent. Please, your majesty, command me any service to her thither.
that she vouchsafe me audience for one word.
I will, and so will she, I know, my lord.
This gallant pins the wenches on his sleeve. Had he been Adam, he had tempted Eve. This is the flower that smiles on every one, to show his teeth as white as whale's bone, and consciences that will not die in debt pay him the due of honey-tongued boyette.
A blister on his sweet tongue with my heart that put Armado's page out of his part.
See where it comes. Behaviour, what wert thou till this madman showed thee, and what art thou now?
All hail, sweet madam, and fair time of day.
There in all hail is foul, as I conceive.
Construe my speeches better, if you may.
Then wish me better, I will give you leave.
We came to visit you, and purpose now to lead you to our court. Vouchsafe it then.
This field shall hold me, and so hold your vow. Nor God nor I delights in perjured men.
Rebuke me not for that which you provoke. Your virtue of your eye must break my oath.
You nickname virtue vice, you should have spoke. For virtue's office never breaks men's troth. Now by my maiden honour, yet as pure as the unsullied lily, I protest, a world of torments though I should endure, I would not yield to be your house's guest. So much I hate a breaking cause to be, of heavenly oaths vowed with integrity.
Oh, you have lived in desolation here, unseen, unvisited, much to our shame.
Not so, my lord. It is not so, I swear. We have had pastimes here and pleasant game. A mess of Russians left us but of late.
Ah, madam, Russians?
Aye, in truth, my lord. Trim gallants, full of courtship and of state.
Madam, speak true, it is not so, my lord. My lady to the manner of her days in courtesy gives undeserving praise. We four indeed confronted were with four in Russian habit. Here they stayed an hour and talked apace. And in that hour, my lord, they did not bless us with one happy word. I dare not call them fools, but this I think, when fools are thirsty, fools would fain have drink.
This jest is dry to me, fair gentle sweet. Your wit makes wise things foolish. When we greet with eyes best seeing heaven's fiery eye, by light we lose light. Your capacity is of that nature that to your huge store, wise things seem foolish and rich things but poor.
This proves you wise and rich, for in my eye
I am a fool and full of poverty.
But that you take what doth to you belong, it were a fault to snatch words from my tongue.
Oh, I am yours, and all that I possess.
All the fool mine.
I cannot give you less.
Which of the vizards was it that you wore?
Where? When? What visored? Why do you
There.
mind this?
Then that vizard, that lamentable case, that hid the worse and showed the better face.
We are descried, thou mock us now downright.
Let us confess and turn it to a jest.
Amazed, my lord. Why looks your highness sad?
Help, hold his brows, he'll swoon. Why look you pale? Oh, seasick, I think, coming from Muscovy.
Thus pour the stars down plagues for perjury. Can any face of brass hold longer out? Here stand, lady, dart thy skill at me, bruise me with scorn, confound me with a flout. Oh, never will I trust to speech's pen, nor to the motion of a schoolboy's tongue, nor never come in visit to my friend, nor woo in rhyme, like a blind harper's song. By this white glove, how white the hand, God knows. Henceforth my wooing mind shall be expressed in russet yeas and honest kersey noes. And to begin, wench, so God help me, la, my love to thee is sound, songs crack or flaw.
Songs, I pray you.
Yet I have a trick of the old rage. Bear with me, I am sick. I'll leave it by degrees. Soft, let us see. Right Lord, have mercy on us. On those three, they are infected. In their hearts it lies. They have the plague and caught it of your eyes. These lords are visited. You are not free. For the Lord's tokens on you do I see.
No, they are free that gave these tokens to us.
Our states are forfeit. Seek not to undo us.
No, it is not so. For how can this be true? That you stand forfeit, being those that sue.
Peace, for I will have naught to do with you.
Nor shall not, if I do as I intend.
Speak for yourselves. My wit is at an end.
Teach us, sweet madam, for our rude transgression, some fair excuse.
The fairest is confession. Were not you here, but even now, disguised?
I was, fair madam.
When you then were here, what did you whisper in your lady's ear?
That more than all the world did I respect her.
When she shall challenge this, you will reject her.
Upon mine honour, no.
Peace, peace, forbear. Your oath once broke, you force not to forswear.
Advise me when I break this oath of mine.
I will, and therefore keep it. Rosaline, what did the Russian whisper in your ear?
Madam, he swore that he did hold me dear as precious eyesight, and did value me above this world, adding thereto, moreover, that he would wed me or else die my lover.
God give thee joy of him. The noble lord most honourably doth uphold his word.
What mean you, madam? By my life, my troth, I never swore this lady such an oath.
Yes, you did. Wait 1 second. Hang on. You did. Someone else speak.
My faith, and that the princess I did give. I knew her by the jewel on her sleeve.
Pardon me, sir, this jewel did she wear. And Lord Barone, I thank him, is my dear. What? Will you have me or your pearl again?
Neither of either. I remit both twain. I see the trick on. Here was a consent, knowing aforehand of our merriment, to dash it like a Christmas comedy. Some curry tale, some pleaseman, some slight zany, some mumble news, some trencher knight, some dick that smiles his cheek in years and knows the trick to make my lady laugh when she's disposed, told our intents before, which once disclosed, the ladies did change favours, and then we, following the signs, wooed but the sign of she. Now to our perjury, to add more terror, we are again forsworn in will and error. Much upon this it is, and why not you, Boyette, forestall our sport to make us thus untrue?
Well, full merrily hath this brave manage this career been run.
No, he is tilting straight. Peace, I have done. Ah!
Oh,
Question, pure wit. Thou partest a fair fray.
O Lord, sir, they would know whether the three worthies will come in or no.
Well, are they but three?
Well, no, sir, but it is very fine, for every one presents three.
And 3 times thrice is 9.
Not so, sir. On the correction, sir. I hope it is not so. You cannot beg us, sir, I can assure you. We know what we know. I hope, sir, that 3 times 3, sir...
Not 9.
On the correction, sir, we know whereof it doth amount.
I always took 3 threes for 9.
Oh, Lord, sir, it were pity that you should get your living by reckoning, sir.
How much is it?
Oh, Lord, sir, the parties themselves, the actors, sir, will show whereuntil it doth amount. For mine own part, I am, as they say, to perfect one man in one poor man, Pompion the Great, sir.
Art thou one of the worthies?
Well, it pleaseth them to think me worthy of Pompion the Great for mine own part. I know not the degree of the worthy, but I am to stand for him.
Go, bid them prepare.
We will turn it finely off, sir. We will take some care.
Barone, they'll shame us. Let them not approach.
We are shame-proof, my lord, and 'tis some policy to have one show worse than the king and his company.
I say they shall not come.
Nay, my good lord, let me o'errule you now. That sport best pleases which doth least know how, where zeal strives to content, and the contents dies in the zeal of that which it presents. Their form confounded makes most form in mirth, when great things labouring perish in their birth.
A right description of our sport, my lord.
Anointed, I implore so much expense of thy sweet royal breath as will utter a brace of words.
Doth this man serve God?
Why ask you?
He speaks not like a man of God's making.
That is all one, my fair, sweet, honey monarch, for I protest, the schoolmaster is exceedingly fantastical, too vain. But we will put it as they say, to fortuna e la guerra. I wish you the peace of mind, most royal couple-ment.
Here is like to be a good presence of worthies. He presents Hector of Troy, the swain Pompey the Great, the parish curate Alexander, Armado's page Hercules, the pedant Judas Maccabeus. And if these 4 worthies in their first show thrive, these 4 will change habits and present the other 5.
There was 5 in the first show.
You are deceived, 'tis not so.
The pedant, the braggart, the hedge priest, the fool, and the boy.
Hi! Hodoi! Hi! Hi! I, Pompey, am.
You lie! You are not he!
I, Pompey, am.
With leopard's head on knee.
Well said, old mocker, I must needs be friends with thee.
I, Pompey, am. Surnamed the Big.
Great.
Well, it is great, sir. Pompey, Pompey, surnamed the Great, that oft in field with targe and shield did make my foe to sweat. And travelling along this coast, I here am come by chance. Hotoi! Hotoi! And lay my arms before the legs of this sweet lass of France. If your ladyship would say, thanks, Pompey, I'm done.
Great, thanks. Great, Pompey.
'Tis not so much worth. I hope I was perfect. I made a little fault in great.
My hat to a halfpenny. Pompey proves the best worthy.
When in the world I lived, I was the world's commander. By east, west, north, and south, I spread my conquering light. My scutcheon plain declares that I am Alexander.
Your nose says no, you are not, for it stands to right.
Your nose smells no in this most tender smelling night.
The conqueror is dismayed. Proceed, good Alexander.
When in the world I lived, I was the world's commander.
Most true, 'tis right, you were so, Alexander.
Pompey the Great.
Your servant and Costard?
Take away the conqueror. Take away Alexander.
Sir, you have overthrown Alexander the Conqueror. You will be scraped out of the painted cloth for this. Your lion will be given to Ajax. He will be the 9th worthy. A conqueror, and afraid to speak. Run away for shame, Alexander. Run away! There, and shall please you, a foolish, mild man, an honest man, look you, and very soon dashed. He is a marvellous good neighbour, Faith, and a very good bowler. But for Alexander, well, alas, you can see how it is. He's a little overparted, but there are worthies are coming that will speak their mind in some other sort.
Great Hercules is presented by this imp, whose club kills Cerberus, that three-headed Canis. And when he was a child, a babe, a shrimp, thus did he strangle serpents in his manus. Quoniam he seemeth in minority, ergo I come with this apology. Keep some state in thy exit and vanish into thin air. And what seemed corporal vanished, melted as breath into the wind. Aye. Judas, I am.
Judas?
Not Iscariot, sir. No. Judas, I am. Judas Maccabeus.
Judas Maccabeus Clipped is playing Judas.
A kissing traitor. How art thou proved, Judas?
Judas, I am.
What a shame for you, Judas.
What mean you, sir?
Make Judas hang himself.
Begin, sir. You are my elder.
Well, follow. Judas was hanged on an elder.
I will not be put out of countenance.
Because thou hast no face.
What is this?
Head.
The head of a bumpkin.
A death's face in a ring.
The face of an old Roman coin, scarce seen.
The pommel of Caesar's falchion.
The carved upon the face in a flask.
The George's half cheek and a brooch.
I had a brooch of lead.
Aye, and worn in the cap of a tooth drawer, and now forward, for we have put thee in countenance.
You have put me out of countenance.
False, we have given thee faces.
But you have outfaced them all.
And thou wert a lion, we would do so.
Therefore, as he is an ass, let him go. And so would you, sweet Jude. Nay, why dost thou stay?
The latter end of his name.
For the ass to the Jude, give it him. Jude ass away.
This is not generous, not gentle, not humble.
Oh, a light from Monsieur Judas. It grows dark. He may stumble.
Alas, poor Maccabeus, how hath he been baited?
Hide thy head, Achilles. Here comes Hector in arms.
Though my mocks come home by me, I will now be merry.
Hector was but a Trojan in respect of this.
But is this Hector?
I think Hector was not so clean timbered.
His leg is too big for Hector's.
What calf, certain.
No, he's best endued in the small.
This cannot be Hector.
He's got a god or a painter, for he makes faces.
The army potent Mars of the lances, the Almighty gave Hector a gift.
A gilt nutmeg.
Lemon.
Duck with cloves.
Oh, cloven.
Peace. The army potent Mars of the lances, the Almighty gave Hector a gift. The heir of Ilion, a man so brave that certain he would fight, yes, from morn till night, out of the pavilion. I am that flower.
That mint.
That Columbine.
With Lord Longabill, rein thy tongue.
I must rather give it the rein, for it runs against Hector.
Aye, and Hector's a greyhound.
Sweet Warman is dead and rotten, sweet chucks. Beat not the bones of the buried. When he breathed, he was a man. But I will forward with my device. Sweet royalty, bestow on me the sense of hearing.
Speak, brave Hector! We are much delighted.
I do adore thy sweet graces, slipper!
By the foot!
He may not bother you!
This Hector far surmounted Hannibal!
The party is gone. Fellow Hector, she is gone. She is 2 months on her way.
What meanest thou?
Faith, Unless you play the honest Trojan, the poor wench is cast away. She's quick. The child brags in her belly. It is yours.
Dost thou infamize me among potentates? Thou shalt die!
Damn, shall Hector be whipped for Jaconetta that is quick by him, and hanged for Pompey that is dead by him?
Oh, most rare Pompey!
Renowned Pompey!
Greater than great Pompey. Pompey the huge.
Hector trembles.
Pompey is moved. More Ates, sir. Stir them on.
Hector will challenge him.
Aye, if he have no man's blood in his belly, then he will sup a flea.
By the North Pole I do challenge thee.
I will not fight with a pole like a northern man. I will slash. I'll do it by the sword. Yeah. Right. Let me borrow my arms again.
Room for the incensed worthies.
I'll do it in my shirt.
Most resolute Pompey.
Master, let me take you a buttonhole lower. Do you not see? Pompey is uncasing for the combat. What mean you? You will lose your reputation.
Gentlemen and soldiers, pardon me. I will not combat in my shirt.
You may not deny it. Pompey hath made a challenge.
Sweet bloods, I both may and will.
What reason have you for it?
Well, the naked truth of it is, I have no shirt. I go woolward for penance.
Woo! True, and it was enjoined him in Rome for want of linen, since when I'll be sworn he wore none but a dishclout of Jaconettas, so I heard, and that he wears that next to his heart for a favour, someone told me.
God save you, madam.
Oh, welcome, Marcaday. But that thou interruptst our merriment.
I am sorry, madam, for the news I bring is heavy in my tongue. The king, your father,
dead for my life.
Even so, my tale is told.
Were these away, the scene begins to cloud.
Mine own part, I breathe free breath. I have seen the day of wrong through the little hole of discretion, and I will right myself like a soldier.
How fares your majesty?
Boyet, prepare. I will away tonight.
Madam, not so. I do beseech you, stay.
Prepare, I say. I thank you, gracious lords, for all your fair endeavours, and entreat out of a new sad soul that you vouchsafe in your rich wisdom to excuse or hide the liberal opposition of our spirits, if over boldly we have borne ourselves in the converse of breath. Your gentleness was guilty of it. Farewell, worthy lord. A heavy heart bears not a nimble tongue. Excuse me, so coming so short of thanks for my great suit, so easily obtained.
The extreme parts of time extremely forms all causes to the purpose of his speed, and often at his very loose decides that which long process could not arbitrate. Yet since love's argument was first on foot, let not the clouds of sorrow justle it from what it purposed, since to wail friends lost is not by much so wholesome profitable as to rejoice at friends but newly found.
I understand you not, my griefs are double.
Honest, plain words best pierce the ear of grief, and by these badges understand the king. For your fair sakes we have neglected time, played foul play with our oaths. Your beauty, ladies, hath much deformed us, fashioning our humours even to the opposed end of our intents. Those heavenly eyes that look into these faults suggested us to make. Therefore, ladies, our love being yours, the error that love makes is likewise yours. We too ourselves prove false by being once false forever to be true to those that make us both, fair ladies, you. And even that falsehood in itself a sin, thus purifies itself and turns to grace.
We have received your letters full of love, your favours, the ambassadors of love, and in our maiden council rated them at courtship, pleasant jest and courtesy, as bombast and as lining to the time. And more devout than that have we not been in this, but more devout than this in our respects have we not been, and therefore met your loves in their own fashion, like a merriment.
Our letters, madam, showed much more than jest.
So did our looks.
We did not quote them so.
Now at the latest minute of the hour, grant us your loves.
Time, methinks, too short to make a world without end bargain in. No, no, my lord, your grace is perjured much, full of dear guiltiness, and therefore this. If for my love, as there is no such cause, you will do aught, this shall you do for me. Your oath I will not trust, but go with speed to some forlorn and naked hermitage, remote from all the pleasures of the world. There stay until the 12 celestial signs have brought about the annual reckoning. If this austere, insociable life change not your offer, made in heat of blood, if frosts and fasts, hard lodging and thin weeds nip not the gaudy blossoms of your love, but that it bear this trial and last love, then at the expiration of the year, come challenge me by these deserts, and by this virgin palm now kissing thine. I will be thine until that instant shut my woeful self up in a mourning house, raining the tears of lamentation for the remembrance of my father's death. If this thou do deny, let our hands part, neither entitled in the other's heart.
If this, or more than this, I do deny, to flatter up these powers of mine with rest, the sudden hand of death close up mine eye. Hence ever then my heart is in thy breast.
But what to me, my love? But what to me? A wife?
We can't hear you, Catherine.
A beard, fair health and honesty. With threefold love, I wish you all these three.
Shall I say I thank you, gentle wife?
Not so, my lord. A 12-month and a day, I'll mark no words that smoothed face will always say. Come when the king doth to my lady come, then if I have much love, I'll give you some.
I'll serve thee true and faithfully till then.
Yet swear not, lest he be forsworn again.
What says Maria?
At the 12 months' end, I'll change my black gown for a faithful friend.
I'll stay with Patience, but the time is long.
The like are you, few taller are so young.
Studies, my lady? Mistress, look on me. Behold the window of my heart, mine eye. What humble suit attends thy answer there? Impose some service on me for thy love.
I heard of you, my Lord Barone, before I saw you, and the world's large tongue proclaimed you for a man replete with mocks, full of comparisons and wounding flouts, which you on all estates will execute, that lie within the mercy of your wit. To weed this wormwood from your fruitful brain, and therewithal to win me, if you please, without the which I am not to be won. You shall this 12-month from day to day visit the speechless sick and still converse with groaning wretches, and your task shall be, with all the fierce endeavour of your wit, to enforce the pained impotent to smile.
to move wild laughter in the throat of death. It cannot be. It is impossible. Mirth cannot move a soul in agony.
Why, that's the way to choke a jibing spirit, whose influence is begot of that dull grace which shallow, laughing hearers give to fools. A jest's prosperity lies in the ear of him that hears it, never in the tongue of him that makes it. Then, if sickly ears, deaf with the clamour of their own dear groans, will hear your idle scorns, continue then, and I will have you and that fault withal. But if they will not, throw away that spirit, and I shall find you empty of that fault, right joyful of your reformation.
A 12-month? Well, befall what will befall. I'll jest a 12-month in a hospital.
Aye, sweet my lord, and so I take my leave.
No, madam, we will bring you on your way.
The wooing doth not end like an old play. Jack hath not Jill. These ladies' courtesy might well have made our sport a comedy.
Come, sir, it wants a 12-month and a day, and then 'twill end.
That's too long for a play.
Sweet Majesty, vouchsafe me.
Was not that Hector?
The worthy knight of Troy.
I will kiss thy royal finger and take leave. I am a votary. I have vowed to Jackinetta to hold the plough for her sweet love 3 years. But, most esteemed greatness, will you hear the dialogue that the two learned men have compiled in praise of the owl and the cuckoo? They should have followed in the end of our show.
Call them forth quickly, we will do so.
Hola, approach! This side is Hyams, winter. This ver, the spring. The one maintained by the owl, the other by the cuckoo. Ver, begin.
When daisies pied and violets blue and lady smocks all silver white and crocus buds of yellow hue to paint the meadows with delight. The cuckoo then on every tree mocks married men, for thus sings he, cuckoo, 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 oh, word of fear, unpleasing to a married ear. When shepherds pipe on oaten straws, and merry larks are ploughmen's clocks, when turtles tread, and rooks and daws, and maidens bleach their summer smocks. The cuckoo then in every tree mocks married men, for thus sings he, cuckoo, 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 oh, word of fear, unpleasing to a married ear.
When icicles hang by the wall, and Dick the shepherd blows his nail, and Tom beds logs into the hall, and milk comes frozen home in pail. When blood is nipped and ways be foul, the nightly sings the staring owl. To it, to a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot. when all aloud the wind doth blow, and coughing drowns the parson's soul, and birds sit brooding in the snow, and Marian's nose is red and raw, when roasted crabs hiss in the bowl, then nightly sings the staring owl, to a merry note, while greasy Joan doth keel the pot.
Yeah. The words of Mercury are harsh after the songs of Apollo. You that way. We this way.
And now we're going to have a jig. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
And that's the end. That was Love Labour's Lost.
Thank you,
everyone. Well done. Well, thank you so much for being here with us, everyone. We've had a great time. That may never happen again. So that was it. Love's Labour's Lost. Online, once and only, perhaps. Well done, everyone. I think it's time to say goodbye, and let's just say bye and what can I say? Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Willow. Thank you.
Be with you again soon, I hope. All being well. Look forward to being there in that lovely space with you, hopefully very, very soon. Take care. Bye.